poppin', y'all? It's your boy AJ.
Boy, Nick,
This Hip Hop Advisor podcast. Part with you, homie.
what's going on, man? I've been missing in action. I've been MIA.
Oh yeah. It's
You
all
know,
good. It's all good.
he been
Flight.
holding it down, doing some solo albums.
Oh yeah, just keeping it consistent. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But tell him what we got for him today.
Yes, sir. So today we're gonna do a little album review. It's gonna be Larry June, "Spaceships on a Blade," which came out. I believe it came out in April of this year.
It came out this year.
Yeah, April of this year. That's what I'm saying. April 2022.
I thought you said last year. My bad.
No, it came out this year. And just to give my overall thoughts, like, unlike you, I have never really listened to that much West Coast hip hop. Like, obviously the classics, Doggy Style and Chronic were like staples growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the Game and Snoop. But like I guess I haven't been listening to like West Coast music in the last like 10 years, other than Kendrick. It's been just Kendrick. So I feel like Kendrick is kind of like eclectic in the sense that he's a West Coast artist, but he makes like whatever the fuck he wants to make, and it includes some West Coast stuff, as you see on To Pimp a Butterfly,
right?
Especially you actually get some of that like G Funk, or not G Funk. I think right. We describe it as a G Funk sound, like some of that G Funk kind of shit.
Like post G Funk.
Post G Funk, yeah. It's like sort of like his own version of it. But I wouldn't just say like Kendrick is just like he's eclectic, so he doesn't just do one kind of sound.
Right.
Larry June, to me, like, he's an artist that he's doing a West Coast sound. Like that's his like palette. That's what he's doing. Yeah. So it's just chill, smoking music. But for me, this album connected with me a lot. With the beats, of course, because I love the beats, and I've loved Cardo since like 2010. Since Kush and Orange Juice, Mesmerized. Like, when first beat I heard by him, I was like, yeah, okay, he's great. And those are some of the highlights for me on the album, were the ones he produced. But the beats were good, but also his lyrics, I liked it. Like, he's always talking about bettering yourself, always talking about like taking care of yourself and hustling and reaching the next level. And I've been doing all those things like lately, and it's inspiring, man, to see him doing him, and in a way that like he's kind of, to me, he's sort of more relatable than other rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Joey Badass is to me as well, where it's like a little more relatable. It's kind of like, maybe it's just like because they're more like independent artists or whatever, like, but like, I don't know, just something about him is more like relatable. So kind of like, if Larry can do it and like Joey can do it, I can do it too. Like, he can improve his situation. He went and copped the 911 or whatever. You know what I mean? I could fucking do that. You know, he got the new vet. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. That's the stage in life I'm at. Like, I just bought a new car like 3 months ago, and I'm thinking about all these things. I'm thinking about all this shit. Like, down the line, I'm making goals, and Larry always talks about that goals, talking about his goals, talking about, and just chill shit. And I feel like his vibes are always good. Like, his vibes are always good. Like, right. It's not like like you see a lot of negativity. It's just not a lot of negativity. It's like, don't fuck with him. But other than that, like, you're straight. It's good. Like, so that overall vibe was dope to me. That was my overall reaction. What was your overall reaction, bro?
Mine was pretty much the same. Like, I've been fucking with Larry June for a couple of years now. I want to say around like 2016, 2017, when I first heard him, I think. Around that time. I think the first song was 40 Glock. I think that's what the song was called. And I've just been rocking with him ever since. So like you said, it's West Coast vibes. I'm big on West Coast music, especially like, the underground scene and people coming up and all that. And the vibe was there as usual. The production was amazing, laid back, chilled. The artist he had on there too, like he had the song with Sid.
Yeah, that shit was smooth, man.
That's probably like my favorite track.
I like putting it up for the night.
Yeah, they killed it. And Sid can do no wrong. She can do no wrong. And then
I like Babyface Vaughn too. Whatever Babyface Ray is his name.
Babyface Ray. Yeah. That joint was fire too. And then the joint he did with Currency.
Yep.
And the intro track was fire too. Like all his intro tracks are usually like really good. I don't think I've heard a bad intro track from him yet. Then he had Alchemist on there too.
Alchemist, yeah. Breakfast in Monaco.
Yeah.
I think my favorite beat is I'm Him. That's my favorite beat.
Oh yeah.
Cardo on the beat. That shit is soulful, man.
That one. Another Day Part 2. I like that beat too.
Oh my God. Yup. Oh, they had my boy Jake One on it too.
You said who?
Jake One. He's a producer from Seattle. He used to be producing. He did some production for G Unit.
Oh shit.
Real sample heavy shit. Yeah, he's the man. He did I think he actually did the intro track. Yeah, he did the intro track. Yeah. That was him on it. The name of the producer?
Yeah, the producer, yeah.
Jake is like Jake, like Jacob, Jake One. Jake One.
Oh, Jake
yeah.
One. Okay.
Yeah, okay. He's been producing for a long time. Early 2000s.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's dope.
I gotta check his shit out.
He did shit for Ross, all kinds of shit. Like he's the man.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check him out for real. But yeah, man. If you had to rate that album, what would you rate it?
Oh man, I mean, probably like an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5?
Yeah. Like it's just it knows what it's trying to do and it does it really fucking well. Like so that's why I say 8.5. I probably wouldn't go higher because like maybe because of that same reason. There weren't moments where I was like, wow, like you know what I mean? It's more like this is what we're doing, like this is the mode I'm going in. And so that like made it dope. But also that's why I wouldn't say like a 10-star, type album. Because I think for it to be higher, it's got to be like, I don't know.
Damn near classic.
Yeah, he's gonna do something that's just like creatively totally in left field, be able to do something crazy different. Like, nah, he's staying in his lane. But it works for him. So I thought it was great, man.
True. Yeah, I'll give like a solid 8. Yeah, I'll give it like an 8. Like I said, because like I like him, like he stays in his lane for the most part. Like you know what to expect.
Yeah.
And it works for him, so like he doesn't go too outside the box.
Yep.
Other than like with features and stuff like that, but other than that, like he doesn't really go too out the box. So that's why I like. Yeah, so I rock with that. Like for example, him doing like a feature with Sid, I probably wouldn't have expected that. So,
yeah. No, I didn't expect that. There was another feature he did. Oh, actually, I like the feature he did on Joey's album too.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like that one. That was smooth. I like that one.
And he was on Wizard's joint too.
Yup. Yeah. And I think it's dope how he kind of paid homage to all that. His whole thing is the oranges. I don't know what exactly it is, but he's always got oranges. Yeah. I was like, all I could think of was cushion orange juice. I'm like oranges and shit. But like he's takes on some of Wiz's producers. He kind of like I feel like he's continuing some of that sort of smoker hip hop. Like he's keeping that shit going, which I like. But yeah, he's cool, man. I like his because I'm in the business now. Like I just really like the way he does business. Like that to me, I'm like, because like you. He into his independent money and the way he talks about investing and shit, like bro, he's really dropping like dimes, man. Like, you gotta listen to that shit. Like,
yeah,
like that. I was surprised. I'm actually genuinely surprised when I saw how much money he's getting. I'm like, you can see it by how many his car collection, for example. I'm like, damn, he's really doing it. Like, he's doing some really smart business, and I love that shit. I fucking love people who are talented and doing good business. That's the kind of energy I like to be around. So,
yeah, but you know the West Coast people stay with them cars.
shit, bro. Yep, because they stay stuck in traffic, bro. Because they stuck in fucking traffic.
Right.
Yep.
I
Man, he's got some nice cars, man. I like. He got some
he's funny, so his
old
lines
school.
be funny as shit too.
His line.
You bitch, check that mileage.
Yo, I love his ad libs, bro. His ad libs are great. I love the I love hey. I swear to God, I was doing that the whole
Numbers.
trip in LA. I was smoking way too much and saying that way too much. Numbers, all the time. Numbers. Hey. All of them. He's got great ad libs, man. And I always look into like the background of artists too. I'm always curious, like especially talented artists. I'm like, okay, where are they from? That's one of the first things I always ask when I hear like a rapper. I'm like, where are they from? And I don't know why that is, just because I think each place has its own style. And he was born in the Bay, but then he grew up. He spent 13 years in Atlanta, and then he moved back to the Bay. And so he's kind of got like I was like, okay, like because he's got these great ad libs and shit. And I was like, I kind of like I could hear a little bit of the Southern, like a little bit of that influence with him, but also the West Coast. I just like that, man. I like that combination that he has. It's dope, man. It's really dope.
Facts. You know what else you need to listen to? You need to listen to Primo Rice. Yeah, he's from Maryland, actually. Primo Rice. He's from PG.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He kind of gives me like Larry June vibes too.
I'm saving that shit right now.
Yeah, Primo Rice. Yeah, matter of fact, him and Larry June did some tracks together too.
Oh, that's dope, man. Is there a specific tape you recommend?
What's that joint called? The Rice Tape.
Okay, I'm really gonna play that tonight.
Yeah, I believe it's called The Rice Tape.
Yep.
Yeah, that joint go off. That joint came out last year. Definitely do that. Who else dropped some shit? Oh yeah, Freddie Gibbs dropped his album this year too. That joint was good. Ramirez dropped the album this year, like last week.
Oh, your boy.
Yeah.
That's your boy, man.
My man went off in that joint. YG dropped the album.
Oh yeah. I haven't heard that. How is it?
It's straight. Oh yeah, Kid Cudi dropped the joint too. I ain't hear it yet, but Kid Cudi dropped something too.
I didn't hear that shit either. I gotta hear 2 Peas in a Pod. I want to hear that shit. It's London Drugs and Larry June.
Oh yeah. They've listened to that too. They got a lot of songs together. London Drugs and Larry June. They got a lot of songs together. Between them and G Perico.
G Perico. Yeah, I'm about to go on a West Coast spree, bro.
That's all I do. All I be doing, yeah.
There's something about their music, like it. I was saying this off air, like I was talking about my last trip to LA a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The music is so smooth and hypnotic, and like it's just like you compare it, like especially in the early '90s, you compare it to like the sounds of New York. Like you play like the beats like from the East Coast, and it just sounded like a grimy ass subway train. Like it sounded like just some like you could hear like just like the beginning of Illmatic. What do you hear? You hear the fucking subway tracks. Like it's just grimy.
It's just raw,
dark.
Dirty,
it's raw, dirty, trash everywhere. Fucking homeless people everywhere. Hard as fuck. That was their approach, and then you got the West Coast shit was like smooth but hard at the same time. Exactly. I always felt like I think that the West Coast sound, even though most of my artists I've listened to have been East Coast. Well, actually, I'm kind of split though. East and, but I feel like because I'm from the East Coast and also I have family in New York and I'm from Boston, I usually affiliate myself more with that, but to be honest, the sound of the West Coast kind of appeals to me more, like the instrumental side. Like I think some of the best instrumentals have come from West Coast artists. Think about like "Let Me Ride." We talked about that many times. Is one of the best hip hop songs of all time. Is arguably the best hip hop instrument. It'd be best hip hop instrumental, if you just played it by itself, it would be one of the best of all time. Because the West Coast, like, they just kind of, I feel like they bring the whole picture. That's why I feel like they bring the drums and they're bringing melody. Sometimes the East Coast shit for me early on in the 90s, it was like just a lot of drums and that was it. It was just kind of dark. You know what I mean? Like you think about like RZA, like his production. Like that's minimal, it's dark, it's like spooky, you know what I mean? But like what the West Coast, and I was saying this on the show, I was saying this before the show, like I could see why they get inspired the way they do to make those dope instrumentals. Cause I mean, just the surroundings, you know, it's just pretty. The sun's out, like it's a vibe. It's always a vibe because the weather's always good. I'm like, no wonder they make this like great vibe music. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody, you can wear shorts like year round in LA. You know, got a tank top on. Like my boys live there full time. My boy lives in the valley. The other one lives up in the hills. I mean, they be just chilling. It's just nice out all the time. They're just hanging out, you know, palm trees. Yeah, it's a vibe out there, man. It's easy to get inspired to make music out there. You know what I mean? I was driving along the East Pacific Highway. You just get inspired just driving. See the mountains and the water. It's great.
That's lit.
It's great, man.
Bro, I need to go back, bro. I need to go back.
We gotta go with something, you know what I mean? We have a good time out there, man. My boy Ryan, you would like my boy Ryan. He was in the music industry for a minute too. Actually, funny story. He told me the story. He actually is the one who found Don Toliver. No bullshit. He was the one who found Don Toliver. He told me the whole story. Yeah, he was like, he brought him in to record execs. He heard him on SoundCloud and brought him into meetings, and then soon after he was signed. But yeah, man. So he could tell you some cool stories.
That's a throwback.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, man. That's my boy.
Is that even still a thing now? SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, yeah. I think it's become even more niche. I think it still is a thing, but it's not like as big as it once was, you know. I used to post on SoundCloud. I don't post on SoundCloud.
Same. I ain't used that joint.
And I got sick of them sending me 8-cent checks. They sent me 8-cent checks for my royalties. I was like, yeah, I was like, you're not making any money off this shit, man.
Fact.
It don't make money. It don't make sense.
That's wild. Anything else you want to talk about on the
album? Man, not really, man.
You heard like other projects from him, right?
Yeah. So the only other album I've heard by him was Orange Print.
Orange Print.
Yep. Listen to that one a bunch of times.
What's that one joint? I think Organic. I think it's called. What album was that on? No, Out the Trunk. My bad. Out the Trunk.
Out the Trunk. Okay.
Yeah. Listen to that joint. That joint was fire. Any new projects you working on? New artists you working with?
Every day, man. It's a new beat every day. In terms of like artists, no, just the one we talked about. I think on the last show, working with working with her. Man, yeah, just grinding on the beats, man, making beats constantly.
Yeah. I see you posting on TikTok too.
Posting on TikTok, yes sir. You know, on TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Yeah, man. Just staying consistent. Blessed, man. It's good shit.
Word. You go ahead and wrap it up real quick. Just tell everybody like your handles and all that. Want to follow you?
Yes, sir. Yep. You can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and BeatStars. Nick Neighbors, PROD. You can see it on the screen. I post a new beat every twice a week. I post on all platforms. I post on BeatStars is where you can get my beats. I have 330 beats for sale right now. You can buy them all right now if you're rich. If you have a lot of money, especially if you have a lot of money. And I'm on YouTube, Nick Neighbors, Fraud, and also TikTok. Yes, sir.
All the same name.
All the same name. Yep.
Wish I could do the same.
Actually, no, that's a lie. Nick Neighbors on YouTube.
Nick Neighbors on YouTube. Just
okay. Yeah. I think it's just Instagram. I'm like that.
And as far as I go,
okay. All my handles. Here comes the list.
Right here.
Let me check the clock real quick. We got 10 minutes outro.
No, I can save some time because all my handles are like right.
Yeah, I see they're already up there. Yeah.
Got Twitter, hip hop vibes, hip_hop_vibes. TikTok and Instagram, A-Tone Productions, A_Tone_Productions. Follow us on Twitch, War Machine 1919, and follow the YouTube channel, Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Gotta say the whole thing. I just dropped a new video early this week. I discussed my top 10 favorite artists of all time. So go ahead, check it out. Tell me your top 10. If you disagree with my shit, go ahead and argue with me. It's good for the algorithm. So go ahead, just comment, like, share, subscribe. And yeah.
Anything I like else? How you put Vanilla Ice over Tupac, man. I like that shit. I like the way you did that, man.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Spoiler. Spoiler. Spoiler.
Don't spoil it. Yeah, but with that being said, anything else you want to say real quick? Any last remarks?
No.
All right, with that being said, I'm your boy AJ.
Your boy Nick.
This is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. Catch y'all next time.